Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. It's been a good week.
Hello.
Hey,
So this week, do we have to submit the presentation as well as the bibliography or just the bibliography?
I'm not sure.
Because I was
I'm gonna
looking, I
check.
think I think we just have to submit the bibliography.
Okay, so do we just like make edits to the suggestions that she made on our personal
Yeah.
summaries that we made, or what?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're supposed to like combine them because I don't know how we can do that. Bibliography. Yeah.
I guess we could email her and ask her something.
Yeah, that's
How we
true.
would go about doing it.
Because I've been looking at the instructions for the presentation, and it says that we need to combine the bibliographies for the presentation, and then we upload it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Hey Jacob, you need to take your plate off the table. The cat's getting into it. Jacob, wasn't really necessary.
see.
Sandra's not here yet, is she?
No. Did she say she
Yeah.
can make it today?
I don't know if she answered.
I don't think she did.
She replied and said, "Okay, Thursday at 8 p.m."
Okay.
So
Okay.
Guess we can wait a couple more minutes then.
we're on week 9, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Have you put your cognitive projects on the Google Docs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. I finished doing mine. I just have to type it up, so I should put it on either tonight or tomorrow.
Perfect. I'll be able to edit both your guys's tomorrow night.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll probably be able to do it sometime tomorrow afternoon, I think.
Well, I'm guessing she probably forgot. She's normally one of the, like, she's normally pretty early, like, as soon as I send the invite.
Yeah.
You guys want to just get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
She can just watch the recording, I guess.
Yeah.
works for me.
All right.
Okay. Oh, that means I go first. Okay. Okay. Question 1. I remember being really excited last year when my college team won the national championship in basketball. This statement is an example of blank memory. Implicit, episodic, semantic, or procedural.
Is it episodic?
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I put too.
All of these are more effective ways of improving encoding and recall of memories, except encoding and recalling information in similar types of contexts, setting all the driver manual in one setting the night before you take the driver's test, testing yourself or having someone else test you on information, or making some connections in the brain through imagery and self-reference. It's studying all the driver manual in one setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Cramming is not good.
Nope.
Speaking
Very
from
ineffective.
experience.
I've done it too. Not gonna lie.
Me too.
It's not fun.
No. Just stress yourself out and then you don't remember anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Been there. Okay.
The most elaborative rehearsal task of learning a word by using it in a sentence is generally most effective if the generated sentence is simple, vague, neutral, or complex. I put complex, but I don't know if I got this right or wrong.
I think I put complex too.
Yeah, that's what I put. So if we all put the same thing.
Okay. Question 4. Students beware. Research shows that blank does not improve reading comprehension because it does not encourage elaborative processing of the material, making up questions about the material, organization, highlighting, or feedback. It's highlighting, right?
Highlighting. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
put. Okay, question 5. Brief episodes of retrograde amnesia, the traumatic disruption of newly formed memories when a football player takes a hit in the head and can't recall the last play before the hit, reflect Korsakoff syndrome, a failure of memory consolidation, disrupted long-term potentiation, or temporary post-traumatic stress disorder.
It would be the failure of memory consolidation, right?
Yeah, that's what I guessed.
Yeah, me too.
Because I have no idea what Korsakoff syndrome even is. So
Me either.
Yeah. Elementary school kids in the US are often taught to use the very familiar word Holmes as a cue for remembering the names of the Great Lakes. Each letter in Holmes provides the first letter cue for one of the lakes: Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. This memory procedure usually works better than repeating the names over and over, which provides an example of repetition, priming, elaborative rehearsal, a self-reference effect, and implicit memory.
I did not know what to put for this one.
I remember what I put, but I don't remember what I put now. I
So-
think I put self-reference effect or elaborative rehearsal.
yeah, I think I put elaborative rehearsal, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I put as well.
Cool. Okie dokie. Question 7. According to the levels of processing theory, which of the following tasks will produce the best long-term memory for a set of words? Deciding how many vowels each word has, repeating the words over and over in your mind, making a connection between each word and something you've previously learned, generating a rhyming word for each word to be remembered. You'd be making the connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Which of the following learning techniques is least likely to lead to deep processing of the information? Trevor is trying to understand how to use statistics by drawing associations between a set of data describing how adolescents respond to peer pressure and the theories he learned last semester in developmental psychology. Bree has bought a new car and is trying to learn her new license plate sequence. Every morning for 3 weeks, she repeats the sequence out loud when she wakes up. For a history course, Bruce is trying to learn the order of the U.S. presidents by creating a silly sentence with each consecutive word starting with the same letter of the next president that to be remembered. Maggie is trying to learn new vocabulary words because she's taking the SAT next month. Each day she selects one word. Throughout the day, she repeats the definition over and over to herself and generates sentences using it in her conversations that day.
It
I
would
did.
be Bree, right?
Yeah, that's what I put.
That's what I put as well.
Sounds good.
People often report an annoying memory failure when they walk from one end of the house to the other for something, and then forgetting what they went to retrieve when they went to reach their destination. As soon as they return to the first room, they are reminded of what they wanted in the first place. This common experience best illustrates the principle of levels of processing theory, encoding specificity, the self-reference effect, and maintenance rehearsal. I put encoding.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Okay. Katie and Inez are roommates taking the same psychology class. They have a test in 4 days during a 10 to 11 a.m. class period. Both women intend to study for 3 hours, but because of different work schedules, Katie will study 1 hour for each of the next 3 days, while Inez will study 3 hours the day before the exam. What could you predict about their performances? State-dependent learning predicts that Katie should perform better because the exam takes place during a 1 hour class period. Katie and Inez should perform equally well because each studied the same time overall, supporting the equal time hypothesis. Katie should perform better because of the spacing effect, and Inez will perform better because of a long-term memory recency effect.
Spacing effect, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I said in the practice exam, and it said that was right.
Oh, sweet. Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, number 11. Jane was studying cognition and decided to draw a picture of Batley's working memory model to help her remember the concept. What encoding strategy does this best represent? Self-reference, imagery, generation effect, none of these, or a meaningful framework? Isn't it imagery?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
The activity of identifying the correct image of a penny illustrated that we must pay attention to details before we will encode them in long-term memory, have adrenaline in our system in order to accurately encode details of our environment, calm our minds in order to provide the clarity necessary to recall memories, use our long-term memory more effectively to recall what we know to be true. I think I said pay attention to details, but I don't know if I got that right.
Yeah, I think that one makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Question 13. Acquiring information and transforming it into long-term memory is memory consolidation, encoding, transfer appropriate processing, or state-dependent learning. That would be, it's encoding, right?
Encoding, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Sweet.
Elaborate rehearsal of a word will least likely be accomplished by repeating it over and over again, using it in a sentence, linking the new word to a previously learned concept, or thinking of its synonyms and antonyms. So it'd be repeating it over and over again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How would you describe the relationship between elaborative rehearsal and maintenance rehearsal in terms of establishing long-term memories? Each one is sometimes more effective depending on the learning circumstances. Maintenance is more effective than elaborative. Both are equally effective in all learning circumstances. Elaborative is more effective than maintenance.
It's elaborative is more effective than maintenance, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I got this one wrong, so I'll trust you guys.
Okay. Okay. Question 16. The maintenance rehearsal task of learning a word by repeating it over and over again is most likely to cause sensory memories to interfere with consolidation and working memory, lead to immediate decay due to retroactive interference, produce some short-term remembering but fail to produce longer-term memories, lead to effective autobiographical memories. It would produce some short-term memory, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To long-term. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
All right, 17. In the famous obedience research conducted by Stanley Milgram, a participant was instructed to read a list of word pairs. Example, nice day, blue dress, fat neck, to another person. The participant would then read the list again, but would only provide the first word. The other individual was to recall the word that went with this cueing word. This is an example of the reconsolidation effect, mood congruent memory, maintenance rehearsal, or paired association learning. Isn't it paired association learning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Memory for a word. Memory for a word will tend to be better if the word is used in a complex sentence like the bicycle is blue with high handlebars and a racing seat, rather than a simple sentence like he rode the bicycle. This probably occurs because a complex sentence takes longer to process, causes more rehearsal, it is more interesting, and creates more connections. It creates more connections, right?
That's what I put.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Question 19. According to the levels of processing theory, memory durability depends on the depth at which information is stored, retrieved, consolidated, or encoded.
I did encoded, but
Yeah,
Me too.
I think that makes sense.
okay. I guess on that one. Whew. All right. According to your text, imagery enhances memory because the brain processes images more easily than the meaning of words. Imagery can be used to create connections between items to be remembered. Pictures fit better with our basic instincts because children learn pictures before reading words. Research shows people like pictures better than words, so there is an enhanced emotional response. Isn't it imagery can be used to create connections?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
Jenny loves to dance, having taken ballet for many years. She is now learning salsa dancing. Although the movements are very different from the dances she is familiar with, she has found a successful memory strategy of linking the new dance information to her previous experiences as a dancer and to her own affection for dance. The strategy suggests reliance on semantic memory, self-reference effect, a mass practice effect, or the integrative experience effect. Is it the self-reference?
Yeah, I think that's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Cool. Okay. In Slamika and Graf's 1978 study, some participants read word pairs while other participants had to fill in the blank letters of the second word in a pair with a word relating to the first word. The latter group performed better on a later memory task, illustrating the generation effect, multiple trace hypothesis, cued recall effect, or spacing effect.
I did cued recall.
I did generation effect.
Yeah, I did the generation effect too.
Okay, that's probably what I missed.
Yeah. Okay.
23. Blank cues help us remember information that has been stored in memory. Retrograde, encoding, retrieval, or processing. Retrieval cues?
That would be
Yes.
retrieval, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Because I don't think any of the other ones have cues.
I don't think so either. Perfect.
Jenkins and Russell presented words like chair, apple, dish, shoe, cherry, sofa to participants. And a test, participants recalled the words in a different order than which they were originally presented. This occurred because of the tendency of objects in the same category to be organized. Effective proactive interference ways objects like dishes and shoes are encoded visually with a phonological loop, reorganizes information based on sound during rehearsal.
It's the tendency of objects to be organized in the same category, right?
Yeah, that's what I put.
Okay. I don't remember what I put.
Okay. Question 25. The principle that we encode information better together with its context is known as repetition priming, encoding specificity, memory consolidation, or a self-reference effect. That would be encoding specificity, right?
That's what I put.
That's what I put as well.
Okay, good.
You have been studying for weeks for a nursing school entrance exam. You love the idea of becoming a nurse, and you have been enjoying learning about the material for your exam. Each night you put on relaxed clothes and study in the quiet of your lovely home. Memory research suggests that you should take your test with a blank mindset. Excited, relaxed, neutral, or nervous. It'd be relaxed, right?
Yeah.
That's what I put.
According to the levels of processing theory, deep processing results in better memory. However, studies have shown that shallow processing can result in better memory when the individual encodes blank and is tested blank. Auditorially, semantically, semantically, visually, or semantically, auditorially.
I had no idea on this one.
I think it's auditorially because I think I read in the book that like if you hear it the same way and if it's like presented in the same way that you'll be able to remember it. Like that's the one exception when shallow processing is better than deep processing.
Okay.
I think.
I know this was on the practice exam and I don't remember what the answer was.
Okay. Question 28. Some suggest that students should study in a variety of places. This suggestion is based on research showing that people remember material better if they learned it in a number of different locations compared to studying the same amount of time in one location. The suggestion solves a problem raised by the distributed practice effect, the encoding specificity principle, levels of processing, or the spacing effect.
Isn't it encoding specificity?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think it is.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
All right, number 29. Blank transforms new memories from a fragile state in which they can be disrupted to a more permanent state in which they are resistant to disruption. You recall, consolidation, encoding specificity, and amnesia. Is it encoding specificity or consolidation?
I think it's consolidation. Because I think encoding specificity is you learn the info with its context. So I think the answer is consolidation.
Okay.
Hebb's idea of long-term potentiation, which provides a physiological mechanism for the long-term storage of memories, includes the idea of increased firing in the neurons, the growth of new dendrites in neurons, larger electrical impulses in the synapse, and increase in the size of bodies of neurons. Isn't it increased firing?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I put.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Cool. Okay. Question 31. Donald Hebb proposed that memory is represented in the brain by structural changes in all of the following except the presynaptic neuron, synapse, neurotransmitters, or postsynaptic neuron. It would be the neurotransmitters, right? Because that's not a structure. It's
Yeah.
just okay.
So neurotransmitters.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Okay, that makes sense.
According to memory research, study is most effective if the study sessions are long and across several days, long and all in a single day, short but all on a single day, short and across several days. Isn't it short and across several days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay.
We finished that one pretty quick. It's only like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Ooh, we only missed one question.
We only missed one. Woo!
Yay!
We're awesome, guys.
We're the best. Nice.
We always do so much better when we work together.
Yeah.
It's really
I was
nice.
kind of worried about it because in the past I've taken quizzes with groups and then they all like always argue about like who's right and stuff, but this one's been good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're pretty evenly matched this semester, which is good.
Yeah. We all work really well together, which is nice.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
makes life
rare
so
with
much easier.
groups.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we just want to submit the revised annotated bibliographies tomorrow on Saturday?
Yeah, so we can
Yeah.
each like go in and edit our part
Okay.
and then we can resubmit it if that's good.
Yeah. Works for me.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
And then we can review each other's cognitive projects so we can turn them in next week. They're due on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay, sweet.
That's usually when they're.
Sounds good.
Yep. Is there anything